The story of Sherlock Holmes, created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, is ultimately timeless. The first edition of the series was published in the Strand magazine in 1880. Over a period of 34 years, Doyle wrote and published more than 50 short stories about the fictional detective Sherlock Holmes and his sidekick John Watson. During the time period following the end of the Sherlock Holmes series in 1914, new technologies became more widely available, creating opportunities to expand the stories into a new medium. Beginning in 1920, renditions of the series were produced into a film format for the first time. One of the most famous stories, The Hound of the Baskervilles, has been recreated a total of 34 times. While the storylines of Sherlock Holmes have remained essentially the same, the changes in technology have affected the story by adding opportunities for story expansion and development. In the late 1800s to the early 1900s, technologies such as electricity, cellular devices, computers, etc., were not widely available or were non-existent to the average person. The need for modern relevance became a factor in the creation of new renditions with film. The first couple of renditions stick pretty true to the novel, but as time progresses you see things like lamps and light bulbs in the background where you wouldn't normally. The newest rendition, however, incorporates all modern technology such as iPhones, cars, metros, computers, and other such things. These technologies have a profound effect on the story without changing it from the core storyline. An example of how it's been tweaked is in The Hounds of Baskervilles, the original. The mystical hound that seemed to breathe blue fire, said by Watson, Sherlock's lawyer companion, is really just a violent dog with a bit of luminescent chemical called phosphorus painted around its mouth and on its feet. This reigns true in the older films as well, but in the newest version of Sherlock, the chemical component is ramped up into a hallucinogenic drug that, with a small amount of implication, causes people to believe that they are being actually attacked by a hound, even if it's simply a man. While used in a different way, these chemicals had the same effect in deluding the characters into believing. Though some details have been changed, the storyline is essentially the same. However, it has been adjusted through technology to make it relevant to a modern audience. Sherlock Holmes remains a timeless classic regardless of modern advancement. Thank you for listening.